If you're in the market for a fishing boat, a luxury boat manufacturer may not be the place you want to start your journey. Or could it? The Finseeker 210 FS behind me is both functional and beautifully appointed. Could this be the future of centre console fishing boats in Australia? Come with me and let's find out. Finseeker boats are made by Crownline, and you will remember them from the early to mid 2000s where they sold an insanely popular range of bow rider models. The Finseeker range of boats are their interpretation of a modern saltwater fishing boat, and it looks to me like they've done a good job. The first thing you will notice about the Finseeker 210 FS is its appearance. This is definitely no cookie cutter centre console fishing boat. It is different, with a deckline that starts out low and rises as you go forwards towards the bow. Internally, it's high-sided too, making it perfectly suited to Australian offshore conditions. And the best part, it is completely self-draining. The Finseeker range was born in 2019, but preceded by years of research. And in doing that research, they've put together a boat that really is suitable for a wide range of users. Now, you could use this boat as a hardcore fishing boat. It's got hose out floors, but it really does stretch much further than that. This boat is also perfect for people who may want to do much more with their boat, such as take family out for a day on the water and make sure that they're comfortable and essentially in the lap of luxury the whole time. These boats come incredibly well equipped straight out of the factory. The standard offering is twin Garmin 7-inch units, but you can see the dashboard is well laid out for that type of setup. You've got your units here, which are easy to see and shielded by this upholstered sunshade. You've also got a stereo that comes standard as well, 2 cup holders and a enormous switch panel, which gives you control of all the things like your bilge pumps, your raw water systems, your live bait tanks. Below that, obviously, you've got your steering wheel. It's a sports steering wheel. You've got Lenco trim tabs. Again, they are a standard offering with this boat. And your throttle is all within easy reach. You've got an analog fuel display down to my left. And then you've also got a lot of storage and a nice recess for your feet to go when you're actually sitting down and driving. A lot of boats tend to not have that, particularly in this sort of style. So it's nice to see that they've thought about the little things. The reason you buy a centre console is because you want that space to be able to fish all the way around it. And some centre consoles are better at that space than others. There's nice wide walkways on this Finseeker either side of the console itself, but you've also got strategically placed around the boat these grab handles. Now that means wherever you are and whatever you're doing, there is something to hold on to. I love the high-sided nature of this boat. It's nice and safe, even for children as well. But importantly, for a fishing boat, it means that I can lean up against the side, get nice leverage if I'm fighting a big fish. These padded coamings also mean that I'm not getting sore legs in doing so. All in all, it's really well executed space, and I love it. When I talk about a boat that can straddle that divide between hardcore fishing and luxury and comfort, this type of area on this boat really epitomises what they've been able to do to actually stretch their boat across those two uses. Up here at the bow, it's really comfortable. The upholstery is excellent and the seating position is very, very comfortable indeed. You've got a nice quality looking recessed cup holder over on that side and another one on this side as well. And obviously the speakers are part of a standard sound package. But when you want to get really serious with your fishing, these cushions lift off, and in here we can put an infill, all of it non-skid flooring, and you can actually stand up here and use a raised casting platform. And if you're up north chasing things like GTs and coral trout, that's a really important aspect to any fishing boat, to be able to get up high, see the edges of the reef, and be able to put your lure where it needs to be. Similarly, if you're fishing off the east coast with snapper, some people, myself included, like to be up a little bit higher and I can see everything in front of me. Now underneath this platform itself and these cushions are 2 large kill tanks as well. They drain overboard, so they don't drain into the boat, so you can use them as a kill tank. And this box right here in between my feet, that's your ice box. That's where you can put your ice or other bits and pieces. Again, it's insulated, it's not leaking into the boat. It's a fantastic answer to a problem that a lot of these boats have with regards to storage, particularly for fish. The bow area is incredibly convertible. There's ample room to fish, of course, but beyond that, you can make this functional space luxurious by using it to sit back and relax with either a sun lounge using the infill, bow rider style seating using the backrests, or eating with the table dropped in. There is even a fold down seat in front of the console. The console looks to be one of the largest in its class, and I do like how they've put this together with the door on the front. Integrated with that is the tower. It looks like it all blends together perfectly. Now, inside this particular console, there's tons of room. There's a portable toilet down there. And if I just open this up, you can see that all the things that we had out earlier at the bow, the seating, the cushions, the table, and the infill, all have their own space inside here. They're not just thrown in the bottom, rattling around. It's that attention to detail that really makes the Finseeker stand out from some of its competition. Moving towards the back of the boat, and you can see the fishing focus become more evident. You've got a rocket launcher behind the tower, 4 rods up there and 4 also behind the helm seat. And around the boat, there's a further 6 rod holders, and they're all very good quality. You've got rod storage also underneath the gunnel on both sides of the boat for another 4 rods. So you can have plenty of outfits if you're out for a day. Behind me here, you've got a live bait tank. That is massive. It's got a viewing window so you can keep your eye on the bait throughout the day, making sure that it's still alive. You've got a nice little jump seat at the back, which you can use if you're moving to and from spots. It's very comfortable. In fact, it's the pace on the boat that spends the least time out of the water if you have a fast driver. On the other side, you've got a walkway into the boat, but that allows you to step out onto the transom, and there is a nice little walkway arrangement that comes in and around the outboard engine. So if you are reaching behind the boat, you can actually step over there with your rod and make sure that the fish doesn't get tangled in the propeller. It's a really well set up area, this part of the boat. There's also some drawers here behind the helm seat for your tackle. Keep it out of the way, off the floor, and make you fish more efficiently. After a hard day's fishing, or even just a nice relaxing day out on the water with the family, you might want to have a freshwater shower on board. And you can do that here at the transom. The boats come pre-rigged with a battery charger, so all you have to do when you get home is plug in the power and voila, your batteries are charging, ready for their next use. You will need an adapter though to make that plug work. On board, raw water washdown is neatly stowed and accessible in the port side. A giant igloo cooler is situated on a slide out shelf underneath the helm seat, which is wide and comfortable and includes a full width bolster, which easily folds up out of the way if you are standing and driving. Visibility is excellent from the helm position. I can see all around the boat. There obviously are some pillars of the tower that do impede some of the view, but it's not such that it means that you can't see anything. In fact, I'd be fairly confident on a busy waterway standing right here. The dashboard is really well laid out. It's got a nice upholstered look to it, and that throws some shade on the twin MFD display units. You can run a chart or a fish finder, a combination of both, or you can have a look at your engine stats and things like that through those if you want to. Powering this boat is a 200 horsepower Mercury outboard engine with digital throttle control. Now that 200 isn't the maximum you can get. You can put a 225 on this if you want to, but I've got to say it's hardly worth the extra expense. 200 is more than enough, gets the boat moving very quickly, it's responsive, it's going to give you good fuel efficiency and get you where you need to be in a flash. Now to accelerate onto the plane, this boat is very, very quick at that, and that is courtesy of a vented chine. Now what a vented chine is actually a little notch in the chine that introduces air under the hull. That reduces the grip that the water has. Introducing that air means there's less friction, and that means you jump onto the plane a lot quicker. It's slightly different than a stepped hull, but it has the same effect by introducing that air. So I'm not going particularly fast here, but putting this boat into a turn, it does tend to bed over really nicely. It's not like you're unnervingly rolling over like some boats, particularly with a very much sharper entry point, may do. This one is really comfortable. It's not too steep on the lean, and it makes sure that you actually can keep a good control of the boat at all times. Today we're inside very enclosed waters. In fact, there's not much chop, nor is there much wave action. Now, this boat has a 39-degree dead rise at the bow, tapering away to a 19-degree dead rise at the transom, and that's pretty much stock standard for a boat of this type. You may find some with slightly more degree angle at the transom, but 19 is pretty good. Now, we can't really tell you how it rides offshore because we haven't been able to do that. But even in here, the throttle is responsive, the ride is comfortable, and it's cutting through like a little bit of wind chop with relative ease. The Finseeker 210FS is a brilliant effort from this company, which is relatively new to offshore fishing boats. It's clear they've done their research and done it well. There's no doubt that hardcore fishing boats still will have appeal, but older, wiser heads looking to get a little bit more out of their fishing platform will really appreciate the little touches that Finseeker have added to this particular vessel. I'm Dom Wiseman for Club Marine TV. We'll see you on the next episode.